Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji's Dandavat Pranam, Sal Glory Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry for delay for a couple of minutes. Please go ahead this with the japa affirmation, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Shall I read,
Is it
Prabhuji?
audible, no? Clear, na?
Yes,
Haribol?
Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yeah. Please read,
Shall I
Mataji.
read? Yes, Prabhuji. I chant to please Radha and Krishna, not to gain anything material. Imagine that Krishna is with you in his holy name and that he is happy to hear you chanting. Even though releasing the holy name can be difficult sometimes, Krishna is enjoying seeing your determination to chant and to be purified. In this way, chant the Maha Mantra to make Krishna happy and for yourself to feel happiness too. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Um,
Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for reading. Yeah. Any devotees to add while reading this japa affirmation? This is for encouragement and inspiration, okay? For all of us to meditate upon. So anybody wants to share anything? 1.5 minute on this encouragement. Please share. Every day I am speaking. Let me stop. Share some realizations, Mataji's, Prabhuji's. Hare Krishna. Akinchan Prabhu, Lavish Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Share 1/2 minute some of your realizations in this context.
So I just joined, Prabhuji. Actually, I was not there. Yeah.
Nothing.
To
Go.
please. I chant to please Radha and Krishna, not to gain anything material.
If we gain material, for example, if we gain material means, then what is the value in spirituality? Then again.
Yeah, there are many such stories. Like for example, I'm not remembering his name. There was one Bhagavatam story actually, where the just I'm trying to recollect while talking to you. So in that actually he does some spiritual activities, and in that spiritual he will be suggested by his father to do some spiritual activities. So he goes to that place, that arena, and he'll do some spiritual activities there. So by at the time of getting that benefits, material benefits, Lord Shiva comes there, and he says that these all benefits are actually these are actually my wealth, so it belongs to me. How can you take this wealth? So that was Lord Shiva says, but Lord Shiva after that is pleased by these king's activities and all, and then yeah, I'm telling the story of Nabhaga. Yeah, Nabhaga and Nabhaga. Yeah, Nabhaga is the father, and Nabhaga is a son. Actually, both the name seems to be same, but Nabhaga story. So he does all the sacrifices in the arena, and Lord Shiva comes there. He claims that this is my benefits, and also but he is pleased by this Nabhaga, and Lord Shiva blesses him with all the spiritual wisdom, actually spiritual knowledge. So after that, what happens is he gets that knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and also then Lord Shiva will give all the wealth to him also. So when you approach for the spiritual things, you will get material benefits also. That is what there are many such instances. There are many such instances, like even Bharat Maharaj was just praying, keeping the sandals of Lord Sri Rama, right? He was spiritually connected. He was connected to the absolute truth. Though kingdom was with him, right? Material benefits, material things were with him, but still he was seeing the Lord Rama in the form of sandals and praying to him. So he got benefited of materially and spiritually and all. Whereas his father Dashrath Maharaj, he was a king and everything belongs to him, but he was attached to his wife and he heard to her. He heard to her and he abandoned King Lord Rama to the forest and all. Though he is having material things, he has rejected the absolute truth. So these are the two opposite examples where we can see that when we ask for the spiritual benefits, we'll get material things also. So with the spiritual, so that is some of the past times I could recollect probably quickly, though I was not there in reading this paragraph. Yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. But actually, Krishna, it says, even though if you are feeling difficulty in chanting, see, Krishna sees our determination so that the chanting can be purified. Okay. In this way, ultimately, from this affirmation, we are making Krishna happy, right? We are giving Krishna, we are working for Krishna's pleasure. Chanting the holy names means, of course, it's a service to Krishna, but ultimately we are giving pleasure to Krishna. Chant the Mahamantra to make Krishna happy. See, that's the thing, right? To Krishna happy, and for yourself to feel happiness also. The same example: tree, root, watering, pouring water, watering the what is that? Watering the root of the tree, right? Similarly, if Krishna happy, Krishna gets happiness with our chanting. We also get happiness. Krishna looks at determination. How are we different? Even though mind is troubling us, Krishna looks at that. Okay. Thank you for sharing the two past and Abhaga and other.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Praveen,
Prabhuji, one quick question. See, if we chanting, if we have material desire, right? If we are thinking to make a new temple, I don't have money, then I can pray Krishna. Krishna, how can I see? This is my wish. How can I fulfill this one, right? So if we are asking materially, like if we have money, right? Now you say if we have any program, even in our satsang out there, if you don't have money, we cannot celebrate it properly. See, even ISKCON also, if we don't have money, we can't do anything. We cannot go temple, we cannot celebrate any festival, we cannot feed prasadam. So,
correct.
So in that
we need
way,
money.
Yes, Prabhuji. So that if we have that desire also, like Krishna, yes, please help me. I want to make temple somewhere. So in that way, how we can consider this desire? Will it come materially or it will come spiritually?
No, it comes under spiritual desire because you are earning for Krishna, right? You are earning for Krishna and you are celebrating festivals and inviting all the devotees. So the money is being utilized properly, right? It's not a material desire; it's a spiritual desire. Prabhupada also says that we need more money. Yes, if you are getting good job, you get money. Do it. If you use it for Krishna service. Krishna never, Prabhupada never away from money. Yes, we need money. We need to print books. We need to expand this movement. We need money, but we are using for the proper utilization of that money. Okay.
One more thing I want to add here. What I have seen is that desire is more important. Like suppose, like you said, that I want to make or I want to celebrate a particular festival. The stronger your desire, actually, we don't have to ask for the means. We just have to ask for the goal and the means are ordered. Like I always used to think that I want to read Prabhupada books. So at that time, even Bhagavatam, that 6,000, 7,000 rupees used to feel very big. What is this? How will I purchase? But the desire, actually automatically the means are provided by Krishna. That is what is my experience. So every time if we desire for an end goal, automatically. So if we are desiring that I want to do this for you, I want to do that for you, we don't have to separately say, I want money to do this for you. That is my experience. Means will automatically be provided because he is all opulent. So for him, sharing a little wealth with us is not a big deal.
Thank you, Mataji.
Nice, Mataji. Haribol. Yeah. Krishna knows everything, right? So what you desire and what you want, what is that? There is one verse, no? I'm unable to recall now. So automatically he knows everything. So what you desire, what purpose you are going to use, he is going to give.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. With Mangalacharana prayer, let us begin. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girimitrupatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. Om apavitra pavitro va sarvavastam gatopi va yasmaret pundarikaksham sabhyabhyantaram suchi Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. So Mataji's Prabhuji's, any give some creative ideas, we are having these books after reading each chapter. So any ideas, how can we see, we are reading since last few months after each chapter Subodhini books. Of course, mind, that is a conditioned state, all of us, we cannot remember what exactly there in the previous chapters, and any creative ideas to take out this chapter and remember. Can you please share? I am having some kind of dissatisfaction what's going on here, and we have to see when we read means some points, something has to be from out of this each chapter, like that. Please share your ideas, Mataji's Prabhuji. We are reading Subodhini books, very nice. Yes, of course we are reading, that means we are with Krishna, that is also no doubt. We are associating with Krishna with his teachings, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then how can we utilize our influence to remember some of the good points? Any chapter, every chapter we are reading and we are going through the Subodhini books. Nice points there. Please suggest, no?
Prabhuji, I have one thing to share, because right now that we have so many engagements actually. So what I have observed is that anything in the form of like a quiz actually helps us to remember things. Like suppose we read something and then you question about that. Then so earlier Raju Prabhu used to write quizzes in the group, and whoever knew the answer. My suggestion is that way everybody will not be participating. But when we are doing the Subodhini, after that one session, like every Friday, we can actually have a quiz about what we read previously. Because that way what will happen when there is that question answer, you tend to remember that, because you are contemplating at that time, what is the answer, what is the answer. So if we know the answer, then we'll remember it more. If we don't know the answer when somebody else is answering, then also we'll remember it longer, because we are just reading and going on. The tendency to remember is not there. But wherever we have answered, I have observed that we can at least remember for 1-2 months about what we answered. If that is useful, we can try that.
Yeah. Each chapter, every day we are reading some verses.
Yeah.
That requires, see, this is very good service opportunity. Of course, Raju Prabhu did earlier because of his work schedule. He couldn't spend time.
Yeah.
That's
can
why I'm
do it,
requesting.
Abhijit, like or whatever we are reading today also, we can have a kind of a recap in the last 5 minutes. But it depends like how much time now we have for the exam. We are preparing the shlokas, so already it is extending till 9. We can't like hold up all the devotees. So it all depends on like when we are starting and what we are, whether we are doing a recap daily or whether we are doing a recap exclusive recap session when we are keeping like Subodhini is a recap session. But instead of reading out the Subodhini, yes, we'll read out the Subodhini, and also we can create our own questions at that time. Or Raju Prabhu is already posting the Subodhini one day before. I can prepare the questions, Prabhuji. And those small questions during the recap we can ask. What happened in this and
Yes,
stuff
yes.
like that.
And so one idea, I got this, Mataji, one idea. What is that? So now when we have the Subodhini books in front of us, before starting a chapter, right? So he has given the section 1 to 5. Okay. So 1 to 5, this covers obeisance, for example, Adilila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the glories of Sri Advaita Acharya. So 1 to 5 verses, there is a particular theme, prelude. Okay. So obeisances and prayers, meanings of Adilila 1.12 to 13, Advaita Tattva. So this is the prelude is given. So 1 to 5 verses we read. Okay. And we simultaneously, side by side, while reading, how it looks, how it works, right? These are the, see, now 1 to 5. I just side by side, I put this PDF left side and right side is the translations and regular readings. So see, 5 verses. This is the context, the prelude of Advaita Tattva. So now we'll read right side all the 5 slokas with purport, Prabhupada purports. And of course, it's going to be kind of not reading, it's a complete analytical study, kind of analytical study. It takes time, but how it works, Mataji's, Prabhuji's, because if rather than after completing after completion of all the slokas and purports translations, before we take it this book and those sections in a in a proper manner.
Yes,
So
that can be
how it
done.
works?
That can be done, Prabhuji.
But this
We can, before
in
we
order to
start the
recollect,
section, like before we start the 1 to 5, we can just read it here, what exactly the section is about, and then read the 1 to 5. It might make more sense.
more sense. Yeah. Again, now what I'm feeling, now we are reading, but somehow some missing. We are reading, of course, everything is spiritual, but that point again you mentioned, Mataji, question and answer. It helps us to recollect, and it will have our question bank. It's a lot of. It's going to be helpful for many devotees also in future.
Yeah,
For
like
example,
how we have in closed book exams, no, Prabhuji, some important terminologies. What is the meaning of this asking, or some important events? So small
yeah.
questions only, but it will help us recollect what exactly was that. See, like now, if Bhagavad Gita, when we originally, matlab, even before starting Bhakti Shastri, would we remember what we read? But because in in Bhakti Shastri, we did the detailed question answer and everything, our memory is better about this, because we have read about it. It will not feel alien. But now, if we are reading, then we come back again, it feels very alien. The overall concept we have an idea, but we forget the context.
Yeah, main points. For example,
But whatever we do, ultimately we'll not remember, Prabhuji. That is the fact of the matter. But still,
Mandabuddhi,
effort.
that is a material world, especially Kali Yuga's nature is Mandabuddhi, dead intelligence. We cannot remember,
Because
what
whatever
is
we do, we can't, like, by the time the next chapter of Chaitanya
done,
Charitamrita comes, we'll again forget.
erased, complete
Erased.
erased, gone. What is there in the fourth chapter? We have gone through fourth chapter.
Because
Previous
now,
chapter, Balaram and past tense. But what Balaram, what we have to take it out from there in the
in
chapter?
Bhakti Shastri, do you remember 1 to 6, Prabhuji, now? So it's like that.
See, that's where I am requesting. I mean, some devotees here help needed for every day. Let us will go through slowly, but some kind of understanding. For example, this point in this chapter, two causes of the world. What is nimitta? What is upadana? Maya's aspects, the external energy Maya consists of two parts. Nimitta, upadana. This is the good points. And what is Vishnu's aspects? The two causes of material world. Nimitta, Mahavishnu, glass. These are the technical things. But out of this chapter, we'll get to know these good points to remember. At least that's a question and answer only. Again, this addresses question and answer. What is Nimitta? What is Upadana? In both aspects, Maya, Vishnu. One question is framed. Even though it's okay, open book exam, just simple. Look at the verses and prepare the answer also. It's kind of some service every day, 10-15 minutes of service. Just 5 questions or 5
Yes,
questions
while
every
the
day.
reading is happening, I can go there.
While the reading is happening, yes. While the reading, yes, mother. But whenever you connect or anybody likes to say, take this service, Mata is Prabhuji. This helps
We
actually.
can take turns, Prabhuji. We can take turns. Every day one person is doing that, like that. We can take.
Then better, no? Then better. Yes.
Possible.
We'll
Everybody.
take turns. Then everybody, yes. We'll take turns, Mataji. Everybody gets engagement, gets some proper engagement. Okay, so better that way. Even I will also do some work. All other devotees.
Like how we are reading by turns. Every day, one person will, while reading, make notes. Actually, that points just
some points. Yeah, while reading through, it's better. See, continuously we are sitting and this is. So it's not going. It's not going in a vain. But it also helps us. We are with now Sri Advaita Acharya from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila. No, there is no doubt about it. But Krishna has given a good influence. Now let us put some ideas also we have. Let us spend some time at least. That's what I'm feeling. We all have to progress nicely in the path of Krishna consciousness. These are the things we have to learn, and we are all have a big responsibility to preach whatever best of our capacities. Okay, it's not a theory movement. It's a theory plus practical jnana vijnana movement. We are putting into practice, chanting the holy names, hearing, reading, preaching, right? So let us spend 5-10 minutes for the preparation of questions, posting in group. Next day I will answer, or before starting the next day reading, let us go through answers, question and answers, and start quickly. Let us do some good exercise in this. Even though we read every day 4 verses, 5 verses, that's okay. No problem. No problem. Let us learn and improve ourselves in the knowledge of the spirituality. So this is a good thing. Now see how Prabhupada put so much effort in writing purports, connected verses. If you look at some purports, he quoted from Bruhadanaradiya Purana. He quoted from Kalisantara Upanishad. He quoted from Mundaka Upanishad. He quoted from Mukunda Mala Stotra, which connects to that verse. That's a great Vaishnava Acharya we have. How much, see, in order to see, he knows everything in and out. What is needed here in this verse, in this particular purport? What are the other scriptures saying? Ultimate understanding. So let us learn that way. Even though we'll read 5 verses, 10 verses, that's okay. But let us get out of it some Q&A and let us all learn. Let us post in regular group also. Whoever, nobody responds, no problem. Okay, but it's okay. We'll post answers next day. Somebody will get benefited. So today I haven't read anything. Let us read first Gideon, then we'll conclude and we'll go through the slokas. Okay, this is a chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, the glories of Sri Advaita Acharya. Sections are given here. Let us directly jump into sections 1 to 5. 1 to 5 prelude. Mataji, you read and I will wind up and we'll go to white verses. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu. Obeisances to Sri Advaita Acharya, whose activities are all wonderful. By his mercy, even a foolish person can describe his characteristics. All glories to to Lord Chaitanya and his associates. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya. Adi Leela 1.18. Now Adi 1.12 to 13 is described. The glories of Advaita Acharya. Lord Advaita is the incarnation of Mahavishnu. 1.12. Mahavishnur Jagat Karta. Mahavishnu creates the cosmic world. Mayaya ya shrujati ada, shrujatyada, through the actions of Maya. Tasyavatara evayam. Lord Advaita Acharya is his incarnation. Tasyavatara evayam Advaita Acharya Ishwaraha. Advaita, non-different from Hari, Acharya propagates the cult of devotion. Adi 1.13. Advaitam Hari Nadvaitad. Because he is non-different from Hari, the Supreme Lord, he is called Advaita. Acharyam Bhakti Samsanath. Because he propagates the cult of devotional service, he is called Acharya. Bhaktavataram Ishamtam Advaitacharyam Ashraye. He is the Lord and the incarnation of the Lord's devotee. Therefore, I take shelter of him.
Connected point.
Yeah. Now Adi 1.12 and the first line of Adi 6.5, Advaitam Harinadvaitad are explained.
Next verses connected from after 6.5 verse. So
Yeah.
6 verse to 26 verses explaining about the Advaitam Harinadvaita. He is non-different from Hari. Supreme Lord is called Advaita and is Acharya, because Acharya's responsibility is to propagate the cult of devotion, and is a Lord and the incarnation of Lord's devotee. Therefore, I take shelter of him. This is a Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's prayer. He is the Lord and the incarnation of Lord's devotee. Therefore, I take shelter of him. That's the thing. Okay, so we'll do Mataji. Okay, now that way. See how it works. Let us spend that way. Before starting new chapter, let us take that Subodhini and go through each section and simultaneously we'll read. Ek section, that those 30 minutes. Let us see how it works. Okay, and prepare questions and tons. So this is going to be some kind of serious business. Please come and don't go away. Please, Prabhuji as Matais, who are regular reading from almost 6 or 7 devotees regularly coming. Deepa Mataji, Raju Prabhu, Sandhya Mataji, Samyukta Mataji, Praveen Prabhu, Lavish Prabhu, Akinchan Prabhu. We are all 6-7 devotees. Please take tons and prepare these questions after reading. My humble request. Okay, let us do that way to learn something. Reading is good, but what are we getting? What are we getting benefited from reading? Let us do some serious thing. Okay, it's all going to help us.
Yeah,
Praveen.
Yeah, next week, Prabhuji, I'm in morning shift. So I'm near, yeah, they changed my shift from EMEA shift
no
to
worries.
impact shift.
We prepare questions and answers for you. Go through it. No problem.
Sure, Prabhuji, and I will try to at least in the reading mode, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
sorry, hearing mode. Yeah.
Hearing mode. Okay, sure. No problem. And it's all voluntary. Let us do some good activity. Let us help each other understand.
Sure.
Yeah. So today we'll learn. See, actually, so far with this we'll learn 9th verse till 9 verses. From first second chapter we have how many verses? In second chapter, 4 verses. 2.7 Karpanya dosho, 213 Dehinosmin, 220 Najayate Mruyate, 244 Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam, 327 Prakriti Kriyamana. Third chapter, okay, second chapter 4 verses, third chapter 1 verse, and fourth chapter 4 verses, total 9 verses. Till we practiced 4.2 we practiced Evam Parampara Praptam, 4.8 Paritranaya Sadhana we practiced. Yesterday we practiced this one, 4.9 Janma Karma Chame Divyam. Today we'll practice this, okay? And tomorrow, all the 9 slokas, one devotee with tune, with the translation, let us decide. Today, what's the plan? Let us do this. Let us learn this. And all the 4th chapter slokas, let us recite couple of times. 2 devotees, 2 Prabhujis, 2 Matajis, like that. And we'll wind up, okay? And it is extending, actually, as Deepa Mata is saying, it is extending. Actually, I'm going office these days, every day 9:30, and after this call, immediately I'm starting to go office. Here only my office, my Wells Fargo, that Divya Shri office. So let us do for 15-20 minutes max. Then after learning another 3 verses, 5th chapter, there is 1 verse, and this no, 5th chapter 2 verses, and 6th chapter 1 verse. Total 12 verses, no? So we'll learn. Even though extended, it's okay for practicing up to exam 23rd April, another 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks, no? Yes. Okay, I'll do that recitation. Please recite after me, okay? 4.34 Tadvidhi Pranipatena. Please recite.
Tadvidhi Pranipatena
Pariprashnena Sevaya
Pariprasnena Sevaya
Upadekshanti Te Jnanam
Upadekshyanti Te Jnanam
Jnaninastatvadarshinaha.
Jnaninas Tattvadarshinaha.
Now 2 lines, okay? Now next complete verse, okay? Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya
Pariprasnena Sevaya
Upadekshanti Te Jnanam Jnaninastatvadarshinaha.
Upadekshyanti Te Jnanam Jnaninas Tattvadarshinaha.
Okay, I'll recite, and with after word by word, then translation. Okay, complete this one. 4.34 Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadekshanti Te Jnanam Jnanina Sattvadarshinaha. That knowledge of different sacrifices. Vidhi, try to understand. Pranipatena, by approaching a spiritual master. Pariprashnena, by submissive inquiries. Sevaya, by the rendering of service. Upadekshanti, they will initiate. Te, you, jnanam, into knowledge. Jnanina, the self-realized. Tattva, of the truth. Darsinaha, sees. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Very, very important verse in our preaching application. We have to quote this regularly. Why we are following the footsteps of Guru? What is the authenticated system? What are we practicing? Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. This verse repeatedly. We have to remember, actually, all these are important verses, actually, all the Bhakti Shastri verses. These are all using for preaching. We have to quote in our preaching. We have to teach our kids also. Wonderful slokas. So, Mataji's, please recite. After that, Prabhuji's.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I recite?
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita 4.34. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastatvadarshina. Translation. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Hare Krishna.
This is Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji tune, Prabhuji.
Huh?
This is Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji tune.
Yes, yes. Thank you. One more, Mataji, please do that. Hare Krishna. Yeah, please practice.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Hare Krishna.
Prabhujis, two Prabhujis.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Shall I try, Prabhuji?
Yeah, try. Please try.
तद्विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः. Translation. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Subbarao Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah. Can you try, Prabhu?
I will try. Bhagavad Gita 4.34. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadhyakshenti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Hare Krishna. Sorry for the noise, Prabhu. I'm outside.
It's okay, Prabhu. Yeah. One last devotee, and then we'll recite all the 4th chapter slokas.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji's Prabhu.
तद्वृद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेशन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिना तत्त्वदर्शिनः. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth.
Thank you, Prabhu. Mataji. Yes. 4th chapter, let us do. All 4 slokas, or all 4 slokas, okay? 4.2. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshyo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nasta parantapa. The supreme science was thus received to the chain of disciple succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. 4.8. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. 4.9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti soarjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. O Arjuna. 434. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upatekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Hari Bol. So similarly, all 4 slokas. Yeah, please recite.
Prabhuji, the screens are not changing.
Screen not showing. Oh.
It's only in 4.3.
Yeah. Now you can recite all the 4 slokas. Now it's visible, no? slide mode.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Please recite all 4 slokas. Whoever wants to recite.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I recite Prabhuji?
Yeah. Recite. 4.2. Sloka kuda cheppali. 4. Number.
Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Evam parampara praptam imam raja rishyo vidu sakalena mahata yogo nasta parantapa. Translation: the supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understand in that way. But in the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Bhagavad Gita 4.8. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatuskrutam dharma samsthapanardaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Translation: to deliver the peace and annihilate the miscreants, as well as the re-establish the principles of the religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvatah Taktyadeham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. Translation: one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, takes his birth again in the material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. 4.34. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te gnanam gnanina tattvadarshinaha. Translation: just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquiry from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impact knowledge onto you because they have seen the truth. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Mother is Lavanya. Want to do Lavanya?
All 4 chapter.
4th chapter, 4 verses, continuous. 4.2, 4. All the 4 slokas.
Okay. Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshyo vidu sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Translation: this supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly king understood in that way, but in course of time the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Bhagavad Gita 4.8. Paritranaya sadhuna vinachaya shaduskrutam dharma samsthapanadaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Translation: to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvata tyakta deham punarjanma naiti mameti sojana. Translation: one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita 4.34. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. Translation: just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. 1 or 2 devotees and we will wrap up. Hari bol, Mataji.
Shall I try, Prabhuji?
Yeah, try.
Okay. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsyo vidu. Oh, sorry. Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsyo vidu sakale neha mahata yogo nishta parantapa. Translation: this supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore science as it is appears to be lost. Bhagavad Gita 4.8. परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतं धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. Translation: to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appears millennium after millennium. Bhagavad Gita 4.9. जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम् एवं यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः त्याक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति माम् इति सो अर्जुन. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attain my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita 4.34. तद्विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः. Translation: just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, shall I read?
Mataji, please read, Mataji. With you, we will wind up, okay?
Okay.
All the four
Thank you.
slokas.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Evam parampara praptam.
శ్లోక కూడా చెప్తే మనకు గుర్తుంటుంది 4.2 అట్లా.
Okay. Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Evam parampara praptam imam rajyasya viduhu sakalena mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Translation: the supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplinic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Bhagavad Gita 4.8. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Thanks to B.R. Chopra for this. Translation: to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. Translation: the one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita 4.34. Tadvidhi pranipatena. Yeah. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshyanti jnanam జ్ఞానిస్త తత్వ దర్శినః.
మంచిగా చూడండి మాట్లాడే జ్ఞానినాస్
తత్వ. ఓకే. జ్ఞానినాస్ తత్వ దర్శినః.
మళ్ళీ మొత్తం
మళ్ళీ చెప్పనా?
మళ్ళీ చెప్పండి. 434.
తద్విధి ప్రణిపాతేన పరిప్రశ్నేన సేవయా ఉపదేశంతి జ్ఞానానాం. వాట్ ఇస్ ఇట్? ఉపదేశంతి
తే జ్ఞానం అంతే. ఉపదేశంతి ఒక వర్డ్, తే జ్ఞానం. తే జ్ఞానం.
జ్ఞానస్తి. వాట్ ఇస్ ఇట్?
జ్ఞానినాస్. అది కూడా ఒక వర్డ్. జ్ఞానినాస్ తత్వ.
జ్ఞానం అండ్ జ్ఞానినాస్. ఓకే. జ్ఞానినాస్ తత్వదర్శినః. మళ్ళీ చదవమంటారా ప్రభుజీ?
చేయండి మీరు మీ కంఫర్టబుల్. యా.
ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ వరీడ్. టైం అవుతుంది, అందరూ లైన్ లో ఉన్నారు, కాల్ లో ఉన్నారు.
టైం ఏం లేదు. ఇట్స్ ఓకే మాత్రం. ఇట్స్ ఓకే. అందరూ వెళ్తారు. కృష్ణుడి కంటే ఎక్కువ ఏం కాదు, కానీ చేయండి. లాస్ట్ టైం ప్రయత్నించండి.
ఓకే. తద్విధి ప్రణిపాతేన పరిప్రశ్నేన సేవయా ఉపదేశంతి జ్ఞానం జ్ఞానినాస్ తత్వదర్శినః.
వస్తాయి 2-3 సార్లు చూసుకుని మాత్రం వస్తాయి. యా.
Translation: just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Prabhuji, I have a small request. Madhusudan Prabhuji, Madhusudan Das Prabhuji, all the important 108 shlokas, each shloka YouTube lo undi Prabhuji. The translation, each. Adi meeku మీ దగ్గర, do you have the link of that Prabhuji?
ఉంది మీకు కావాలా?
ఒక్కసారి పంపించండి Prabhuji group లో, because that's very helpful.
ఆల్రెడీ యాక్చువల్ గా మన
అది
లవిష్ ప్రభు వన్ టైం షేర్ చేశాడు, బట్ నా దగ్గర కూడా ఉంది, పంపిస్తాను.
అది పంపించండి Prabhuji,
పంపిస్తాను. బట్
ఎందుకంటే
యాక్చువల్లీ మనకు ఎగ్జామ్ కు కావాల్సినవి ఉన్నాయి అందులో, మన అది అన్ని 108 వర్సెస్ ఓవరాల్ గా భగవద్గీత ఉన్నాయి.
అవును Prabhuji, అవును. We will just pick up those videos which has all these 12 verses, so that we can
అంటే ఒక విషయం ఆయన చెప్పేది ఎట్లా అంటే, ఆయన అంతకుముందు జూమ్ కాల్స్ లో ట్రైన్ చేశాడు వాళ్ళు అక్కడ డివోటీస్ ఎవరైతే జాయిన్ అయ్యారో. ఒక్కొక్క క్లాస్ 30 మినిట్స్ ఆ ఒక్క శ్లోకం మీద వాళ్ళకి నేర్పించి, క్లాస్ 20-30 మినిట్స్ ఆఫ్ వీడియో ఉందన్నమాట.
కరెక్ట్ యు ఆర్ రైట్ Prabhuji. సో మనం ఏం చేయొచ్చు అంటే, ఓన్లీ శ్లోక స్టార్టింగ్ లోని ఆయన ఎలాగైతే చెప్తారో, ఇప్పుడు లైక్ ఫస్ట్ 2 లైన్స్, ఫస్ట్ లైన్ 3 టైమ్స్ వస్తుంది, దాని తర్వాత సెకండ్ లైన్ 3 టైమ్స్ వస్తుంది, దాని తర్వాత 1-2 లైన్స్ వస్తుంది, దాని తర్వాత 3-4 ఉండదు. సో అలా చెప్పి మీరు ఇన్ 15 minutes of time you will definitely remember shlokas Prabhuji. This one I remember because the first 3 lines I remember because నేను అప్పుడు విన్నాను ఆయనది. అంటే నా వరకు I'm just giving a suggestion Prabhuji. It's very nice for people who are new to learning shlokas, unlike you people who are always into this. People like us, it's very very helpful Prabhuji. అది ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, మీకు మధ్యలోని వర్డ్స్ కూడా లేపేస్తారు ఆయన. మరి తద్ విధి, మీరు విధి అని చెప్పాలి. పరిపాతేనా అని ఉంటుంది, నెక్స్ట్ పరిప్రశ్నేన బ్లాంక్ ఉంటుంది, సేవయ ఉంటుంది. సో అలా he will give all permutations and combinations of this shloka, remove one and put another, or just leave it blank. You have to keep filling it, and every time it changes Prabhuji. So that way what happens is you are bound to remember the entire shloka. At least in one day, one shloka అయితే గ్యారంటీగా రిమెంబర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు Prabhuji. అది నెక్స్ట్ డే గుర్తుంటుందో లేదో తెలియదు కానీ, బట్ ఇట్స్ గుడ్.
చూసాను వీడియో మాత్రది. అది చూసా, అది ఆ 108 లో మనకు ఎగ్జామ్ కావాల్సినవి ఆ పర్టికులర్ వీడియోస్ క్యాప్చర్ చేసి పెట్టాలి. నేను చూసి పెడతాను.
మీరు నాకు లింక్ ఇచ్చినా నేనైనా చూసి పెడతాను Prabhuji. లెట్ మీ డూ దట్.
చూసి ఆ పని చేస్తారా అది మీకు ఆ లింక్ ఇస్తాను. మనకి ఎగ్జామ్ లో ఆ శ్లోకాలు ఆ వీడియోలే తీసి పోస్ట్ చేయండి.
నేను చేస్తాను.
ఈ 1-12 వర్సెస్ పోస్ట్ చేయండి, మళ్ళీ అన్ని కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతాయి.
షూర్ అదే చేస్తాను.
మీకు తెలుసు కదా ఏ శ్లోకం లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ శ్లోకాస్, యు నో రైట్.
కానీ నాకు ఈ ఫైల్ ఒకసారి పంపించండి Prabhuji, ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏదైతే వాడుతున్నారో ఈ ఫైల్.
షూర్
అదొకసారి పంపించండి.
ఆ వీడియోలో పోస్ట్ చేయండి. ఎవరైతే వాళ్ళు they will go through it and learn from that video.
Sure Prabhuji, I'll do that. Thank you.
That would be great help Mataji. Thank you.
Hare.
That would be great help.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
వాంఛా కల్పతరుభ్యశ్చ కృపా సింధుభ్యైవ చ పతితానాం పావనేభ్యో వైష్ణవేభ్యో నమో నమః. అనంతకోటి వైష్ణవ వృంద की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसलेटर रीडिंग की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय. हिताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. चलो, have a happy Krishna conscious day. Dandavad pranam.
Dandavad pranam.
Thank you Prabhuji. Dandavad.